Troops of Wanni Humanitarian Operation completely consolidated their power in Pooneryn area, capturing the A32 highway from the clutches of Tiger terrorists. This report has been filed by Rupawani Special Correspondent Saman Kumar Ramavikrama from the Wanni battlefront. This is the Ponneryn junction, where the security forces secured a great victory against terrorists. Troops led by Brigadier Shavindra Silva had fulfilled their task, creating military history. A land route to Jaffna was opened after 2 decades. This was a major juncture in connecting north and south. The Western Sea area in the north has also been liberated. The lion flag was hoisted in Ponneryn. This was an important area both militarily and strategically. LTTE cadres were stationed at this Dutch fort in Ponneryn before fleeing the area. This Dutch fort was opened by LTTE leader Prabhakaran. Troops of Army Task Force 1 have entered LTTE Bastion at Ponneryn this morning, scoring the greatest feat against terrorists in their courageous march along the northwestern coast of the island. Infantrymen of 12 Gamunu Watch and 10 Gajaba Regiment successfully negotiated the great marshlands south of Ponneryn last night and cut off the Pooneryn Paranthan road close to the Nallur before dawn today. Troops then marched about 10 kilometers along the B69 and entered into the Ponneryn town, where the terrorists have last bastion of the west coast. According to the defense sources at the field, terrorists have given a stiff resistance to the advancing of troops. Pitched battles are still going on in the area, the sources said. The terrorists are fast withdrawing towards the K point. Task Force 1 troops have liberated Pooneryn, are now engaged in mop-up operations in the Pooneryn salient, defense sources in the field revealed. Troops are now clearing their way towards Kalmune Point along the 20-kilometer-long narrow land stretch where the LTTE terrorists used to station their artillery and mortar batteries. Meanwhile, Sri Lanka Air Force has launched a series of air strikes in support of ground troops in the Muhammale area. Air Force spokesman Wing Commander Janaka Nanayakara said that Mi-24 helicopters and fighter jets have engaged LTTE artillery and mortar positions in the area since 6:30 to 9:45 this morning. Army Chief Lieutenant General Sarath Fonseca, describing the victory to state media, said that the whole stretch of A32 road from Manna to Ponneryn has been liberated after 20 years. He said that troops of Task Force 1 and 57 Division have cut off the Pooneryn Paranthan road yesterday and marched for about 8 kilometers down the road to the Ponneryn junction. Then we advanced further and captured Sengupudi ferry that connects the road to Thanekulipu in Jaffna. Now the army has dominated the whole west coast, he said. Speaking further, he said that it is the first time after 20 years that the army has opened a land route to Jaffna. We have eliminated large number of terrorists during this battle. Remaining terrorists are now running for their lives across the Kilali Lagoon, he said. In addition, he said that troops of 57 Division and the Task Force 1 have already started marching east towards the A9 road. At present, our forces have positioned themselves about 10 kilometers west of Paranthan road on the A9 road, he said. Ponneryn remains a hallmark of the undying courage of Sri Lanka army soldiers as they withstood fanatic attack by the terrorists at the isolated camp in 1993. Army handed over their positions in the area to IPKF in 1987 and regained them in 1992 in operations of Valampure 1 and 2. On 11th November 1993, LTTE made an attempt to capture the Ponneryn camp but failed before the courage of army soldiers. The incident was excessively misinterpreted as a great debacle by media with exaggerated army death and casualty figures. In mid-1996, the camp was vacated by the army as a tactical measure.